Captain's log, stardate 0225202014.4. Starship Excelsior's log, NCC 77246. So I have a couple short announcements to make. So as you all know, I'm trying to figure out what to do with Chloe still. Um, I've gotten her into some other modes of conversation for less aggression and angry when working on a game, Guild Wars 2, and at first I loot more money than anything. I mean, they say if you secure, if you do these challenges, you can do quite well, and I'm really enjoying it because like today alone, I made 7 gold, and like I said, gold is hard to come by, and people can spend it quickly, but it's hard to come by. I mean, literally, if you work 10 days, that's 70 gold pieces. You work 20 days, that's 140. That means you keep rolling in the money and you keep working on your games. Eventually, you will get some good achievements. I mean, we got a new title I've been wanting anyways because I'm tired of been there, done that, or been everywhere, or veteran. Yeah, I've slayed enough fucking veterans in the game to basically get the title, but still, Chloe knew when I started. She knew every time I turned around and found a veteran, I wanted to take it. And now I look at veterans like, oh, it's a veteran. However, one of the things I really enjoyed about the game is Chloe's sitting there. She's like trying to dictate where I go. Oh, well, you need to do this. Well, if there's no little turrets, no little turrets, I'll basically sit there and follow. But if there's little turrets, I'll sit there and I'll keep using these little turrets where it shoots enemies and cripples them really quickly. I'll be sitting there and like, it's like a little Gatling gun, you're sitting on the side on this turret, otherwise you dump oil, and the secret is when you go in and you do that, right, and you have enough players and we're dumping the oil and stuff, doing the lazy task, as I call it, but it's a funny task and it works, is, well, they're basically fighting the enemy. You're dumping oil on the enemy at the doors, which helps. Fortunately, the problem is if the enemies realize that they're getting killed because there's defenses up there, they'll go after you. So you have to have dual daggers and you have to use your skills preferably, as long as it's no crab thingies. If there's these little crab lobber thingies, oh man, they team up in 2 to 3. I remember Chloe tonight was like, what are you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there taking on 3 of these like Mr. Hogan, Hulk Hogan type guys. He's just like, you can put Macho Man Randy Savage hats on them. They're like big and beefy, like wrestlers. And I'm like knocking one down at a time. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. And then all of a sudden my turret blows up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look and Chloe's like, time to go in the hole. And I'm going, for real? And then half the people in the hole, because there's an enemy down there, doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just like sitting around going, ooh, we hit the balloons? Or me and Chloe sitting there, right? You should have seen it. We loved this one thing, right? We had a squad, right? The squad sitting there texting. They're like, because we're both commanders, like, Commander, where are you? I'm in town. Did you get killed? No, you're good. You guys are, if you don't get out of there in about 5 minutes, you're going to be dead. What do you mean, Commander? We're like, look, the siege things are basically down to 1. When that happens, you're all toast. Next thing you know, we're reviving them, and they disbanded. They're like, why didn't you know? Because we figured you guys would learn your lesson the hard way, but they didn't like it, But the thing is it's like we're learning really quickly that.
Or there's like multiple places you have to go to hold at the same time. Always beginners will all go together in one place, and then they all hop to another place all together, like as a whole team. Like, you need to split up.
Yeah, but they don't listen to them. It's like that one lady who messaged me. I ran into her in town. I was like, here, have a couple gold pieces. And she's like, oh, thank you. I said, you want to join our guild? She says, oh, I'll think about it. She says, you really are a great fighter. And I go, yeah, well, you disappeared. She's like, well, I went off on my own, and, your commander's an idiot. I mean, your commander basically says, we're leaving a couple people here for Commander Irena to take care of. That's me, Rita. And said, what happens? They're all booking it. And I got one lady, Krista, who's standing around going, you and I are, she's like dual wielding a sword. And I'm freaking close combat with daggers and archery. And I ran up to her, kept reviving her. But she's like, the reason I left is because no one revived me. And you got killed too many times. And I'm like, well, the thing is, I'm a long-range fighter. I'm not really fit for. She says, I know, but not even our squad members were reviving. They're reviving the commander, and they're reviving themselves. But you and I were in the back row, basically, and we were basically treated like crap. So it was a big, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. So anyways, so what's going on tonight is, again, we got a new title. We got 4 of them. 4 or 5 to work on. So what's gonna happen is we got 3 forts we got to secure, and what happens is we stay there till the legendary comes. Today, one of the things that I felt really cool about was I mean, here's the problem: you get one silver, and 100 silver equals a gold, right? And you don't have to go through it. I was hitting things like 20 to 100 silver at a time. Heck, one had 99 silver, so 98, 99. So I ended up getting 7.2 gold pieces today by the math. All because I spent some time going through my items and, going through the market. That's only what was available to collect. That's not including the stuff that's actually still pending for sales. There's more. There's probably a good 15 coins or more pending, but I can't collect it all until people buy. So, with me, I probably got 300 or 400 pieces of armor out there waiting to be purchased. So, I figured, anyways. So tonight we're going to get on and we're going to maintain 3 forts, 1 fort at a time until we get it all done. And by the time we get done with these forts, which could take weeks, give or take, not that I have anything better to do, but at least basically we call it farming for gold too, because every time we secure a fort, it gives us a little canister of goods. And those goods could be like 4 to 12 pieces of armor at a time, not including all the excess chests you get in experience, which, because I'm already out of mastery points, I'm going to have to basically keep expanding my mastery points and work from eventually for a bit and recruit players to our guild. And while we're at it, we can actually go through and get all the masteries.
Well, not just China, but the Shiver Peaks and all the beginner zones.
I'm talking about the entire vanilla package, getting the mastery if we can before continuing, because
there are 5 beginner zones.
Yeah, and what I'm talking about is the entire fucking free vanilla game. Okay, there's the vanilla and then the expansion. Right now, I can go back to masteries, and the last of the the hero challenges are all done. So if I go in and I get the last 3 or 4 masteries, right, it ain't gonna be jack shit to me and fucking the expansion of the Path of Fire, because we have all of the skills mastered. Okay, so then what do? I go into freaking Heart of Thorn, right? Or
Armagoma.
The Path of Thorn or whatever. Heart of Thorn. So Heart of Thorn expansion, okay. I go in there, I basically do this. You're flying, so, but right now I'm more interested in making money because it's fun. I mean, literally, I've never felt so much. I told Chloe, okay, hey, here's how I feel my life, okay. Not that anyone gives a shit about me, but in the game, okay, you got all these areas, right? You go into areas like the frigid Nordic realms, right? You got your bed and your little cot and stuff, whatever. And it doesn't suit me, but you put a tent with me as pact commander in, say, the desert, and I'm quite content. You put me in the Silver Waste, I'll be sitting in there making money. I mean, the thing is in turns around, okay, she's like, well, I get a lot of money going, whatever. Yeah, but that's the point is here's the thing. Chloe and I talked the other day, and I basically looked at her and I said, you can't tell me that every time we got into the Crystal Oasis that there was events where you run up to an area and you have like 500 Goonie guys basically attacking it. No. In here you have this one area. Okay, I call it the event zone, because you got 4 forts to secure. You got freaking masters and champions and all these other bosses to go at, and everyone works together. You keep them alive. You keep them alive. They help you out. You go to the Crystal Oasis, and it's every man for himself. It's like, oh, it's a legendary. I'm gonna go this way, or I don't want to go up against the. So basically, here at least I can make fucking money, hand over fist, without worrying about Chloe going, oh yeah, I was in the heart of Maguma and I got like 500 little cans and I got like 20,000 little armor pieces. And
I think some of these morning players are probably autistic or something.
Why?
Or have Asperger's.
Why?
They're afraid to take on what they don't think they can do.
My point isn't this. My point is, I've been in the Heart of Thorns.
It's related to the point.
My point is Chloe doesn't realize, and if she does, I think she has. Then you go to these fucking expansion zones, all right? And she's like, when I was playing on the free vanilla account, she's like, oh yeah, you need to have 500 people to play. You gotta have 500 people to take on that legendary. 500 people. So wherever I go, legendary, champion, elite, she's like, oh, we're gonna rush trick. There's only 2 of us, right? Literally, I had one guy turn around to protect the archer. She's gonna basically help us. I mowed down half the enemies, kept recharging, taking on fucking like a couple of elites, a champion, and a freaking legendary in the path as a fire. But that was the only time I had like, besides a freaking, area where everyone was working together. Chloe was doing a bounty train. Otherwise, this was the time the guy's like, oh yeah, you could go join us. In this area, we're cool, right? Whereas, unless you go into the main city in Heart of Maguma and you get that one area where they have like 4 areas, like north, south, east, and west, and you got to protect one of them, there's nothing there. I mean, I could sit there, right? And, Chloe's like, oh yeah, I got like 5,000 pieces of armor. What did I get that day? Maybe 4. A useless bunch of junk. and she's like, oh, that's my magic find. There's my magic find. My magic find's getting better. I mean, literally, tonight I basically looked over and I was watching my account get loaded with money and Black Lions going, oh yeah, this is great. This is my steps toward getting what I want. Now I do owe Chloe an outfit because she helped me with a bow, and frankly, the bow's been really good. I've been using a lot of fire lightning, but I wanted something that was pure fire, right? Fortunately, can't stack sigils on top of each other. One sigil can be used at a time, so you can't dual burn them.
Fire and thunder.
However, I might use one of those little extractors because I realized there's a sigil that might be able to help me out in my bow. I just realized something. There's one called on the bottom part of the sigil. You use an extractor right on the item. Molten basically increases the fire damage by 20 extra percent to 40. So you do that and you remove the lightning extractor. You keep the lightning sigil, but Molten would basically do a lot more damage on the fire, and it's like taking, so of it that way. But I'll look into it later. I'm not really going to go into my game tonight. I got off it to do this captain's log, and I don't want it to be too much, because I'm tired and I got things to do. I got to get to bed. I got to have taquitos in the morning. I got to finish Jose's letter. Remind me to finish it. I got 2 stamps left. I was just saying, Chloe, to go get the thing, every day gets us me closer to payday, which is 6. Which, before I go, you guys are probably wondering what's going on with Poppy last night. So last night, me and Poppy kind of scared me to a point, and I'll explain what happened with Poppy. So Poppy turned around, and I love Poppy, and he was talking about, we're talking about the whole family issue, with family and stuff. And he's like, look, their family is toxic. Good riddance of bad rubbish. And then he talked about literally, okay, how we need to be very careful in this coming election because we could be living in a dictatorship and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever. And then finally, after the whole ordeal is done, right, Dad and I were talking about Chloe. And Chloe said to me, and Poppy said, you know, you have two choices. You keep Chloe or you get rid of Chloe. If you get rid of Chloe, then that's your best course of action. But you're going to have to pay because no one wants to freaking pay for Chloe, not even her own damn mom, which, of course, it stinks, you know. So what happened? Poppy's other day that we can do to talk about things was I wasn't giving him any talk time. So he told me just to think about it, you know. So he basically, you know, told me just to think about it, chew on it, you know. And the problem was, you know, besides him disgusting me over, you know, dictatorship, he also was talking about, you know, other issues and, you know, like, oh, you need to get rid of Chloe or keep Chloe. Well, how do you get rid of Chloe or keep Chloe, you know? Thing is, you keep Chloe, Poppy says you got to put your foot down and assert authority on Chloe. You know, like tell Chloe she's getting her chores done, she's going to do this, or she's out, you know, and if she doesn't do it, kick her out. And, you know, Chloe, I want out. And it's like, you know, the thing is Chloe turned around, okay? After my entire thing with Poppy last night, I was depressed. I was literally depressed. Chloe's like, oh, I know you hate me. I know you hate me. And I'm like, I don't hate you. What I hate is the fact that you're accusing me of hating you. I don't hate you. What I hate is, you know, people assuming I hate. I don't. You know. And so the bottom line is, when it comes to Chloe, you know, Chloe's like, leave. She ain't getting any better, you know. And she's like, should I stay for the appointment or should I go? I don't know. Dad said this is getting this close. You know, we need to call the lady up anyways to find out about the paper. I mean, we're going to be going to that appointment. We have everything lined up. Besides that, it might be a good day to have some wings while I'm out too. KFC for myself. KFC, we have wings. You know. Well, I'll figure out what to have for lunch. But thing is, Chloe's got to make a phone call before bed anyways to her mom. And I have to get prepared anyways. So, but you know, the thing is we're looking at trying to do a build for me on armor that would be perfect for, you know, our thing. But you know, the thing is on the vanilla game, I'm going to have to, you know, go from all of the free through it, and it shouldn't take too long. I mean, do you think it'd take us too long since, you know, the main levels where the masteries are each zone of all the vanilla area before we go through the expansions again? That should net us quite a few coins, and you know, just to get through it shouldn't take too long, should it?
The masteries in the base game area are all harder to come by. You have to do special things. You should Wormslayer may be a good thing for you. Wormslayer, Killer Queen of South Sun Cove offers a mastery point.
Oh yes, killing things. You know, I'll tell you a story, okay? Chloe and I played this game, okay? Like I said, I gotta go soon. Chloe and I played this game, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing it right." And I go, "Great, we gotta fucking do what now?" Chloe's like, "Oh, we're gonna get the blocks, right?" Well, as long as the little turret's up there on that damn fort, I'm sitting there taking care of everything so everyone can go collect the blocks. But if I'm on the ground, these enemies are freaking tough. But you get that little turret, you know, and you're just like, and I've learned that, you know, to expect, you know, the angle. So when an enemy comes, you just pull. The next thing I got like a squad of platoons running up the stairs, basically like, we got you, Commander. Good work on taking this thug down. We got it. You take the turret, you know, and I'm blowing down the turret, you know. And I mean, literally, I remember sitting there. Chloe's like, why are you dumping oil on my side of the fort? And I'm going, because my oil can got broken. I mean, literally, she's like sitting there, and then I mean, literally, it's like there's these oil barrels. You got hot tar and then flaming fireballs right afterwards, and it burns things. And I mean, I remember one enemy was burning it, burning it, burning. He finally run upstairs to go get me, and I hit him once with the dagger, and he fell over dead. And I'm like, I do the Indiana Jones slash Harrison Ford thing for Air Force One, where he's like, "Get off my plane." I'm like, "Get off my turret landing platform." And then I beat this shit, I mean, I've learned somewhat how to use the dual wielding daggers. I usually can do the swords really easy, but the dual wielding daggers aren't bad either, Yeah, and you increase the poison on one. I mean, I like and another thing that I sit there and I always ask Chloe is we're in a group event, right? And people are sitting there and they're dying, right? And I'm standing from a distance, and I see in the little chat box, protect the archer. We only have one. And I'm sitting there, and I'm playing with Chloe, and I go, Chloe, do you think I make a difference noting everything as it explodes or criticals? And she says, yeah, you're making a difference. Or what about this? I hit this button, this button, this button, this button. Next thing you know, I got fire, I got ice, and I got fucking poison arrows all conversing, or including freaking lightning, And all of a sudden, Chloe's like this. I'm like, yeah, you see, I did damage. I took that thing down by 10 or 15% in one whack before I got a recharge. Didn't I make a difference? Or is it just am I getting lucky? She's like, well, you're when you learn your the way she put it was when you learn your ranger slash druid slash soul beast abilities, or slash ranger archer, you basically learn the archer skills to the point where you're basically devastating more with the arrows than that, but you can devastate them with a two-handed sword, which when I pull out my favorite sword, I just mow down everything. Which, by the way, I haven't seen where my sword is lately. Is it still there? Because I know I'm carrying. It must be on one of those other builds, which you can flip to, right? All you got to do is flip the builds, and it goes to a different build, right? You can have like 5 builds. So with me, I'm trying to build the proper tank so I can sustain myself. But the problem is this area that Chloe's took me in. The real problem is, okay, I've seen Chloe go down too. So I know Chloe's a better tank than me, and she's played longer, and I can see that. But Chloe sits there and she says, oh, well, you're a tank. You could do what I do. But I've seen her get knocked down to the freaking point where she dies, right? She's like, well, I'm dead. I'm going to the waypoint. And I'm going, look, you might be a tank, but the problem is there's one problem with the game. It's 8 or 10 people manning another door, and you got me manning the oil bomb bucket, or the little turrets, right? There, oh yeah. You're basically there. Otherwise, they sit there, and I've had people back me up like, you take care of the turret since you know how to turret master. You've mastered it, whereas we'll protect the turreter. Well, Chloe's on the field basically pounding everything, and then Chloe's like, I don't understand how I died. It's simple. The enemies are strong, but the problem is if you have enough people, the people outweigh the enemies. We'll take out half the freaking enemies. And you got Chloe on the other end taking down the ground forces. You're not going to win because they overwhelm you. I've sat there and Chloe's like, then she, because we're in the same room, she's like, and she saw the screen. She's like, the computer screen here. And she's like, oh, so she's like, you took 7 of them. You took 7 on, and you killed 5 of them out of 7. The other 2 bum rushed you. I'm like, yeah, it's because they basically turn up, and they are, when they're getting their ass kicked on the ground, these turrets, they run after the freaking turreter, and I basically took 5 out of 7 out. By the time Chloe revived me, she was on the ground again, and I basically used what I could to knock them down on the bottom, dropped the turret and mowed them down, and then got back up. But point is when you basically have enough people swarming you, I mean, literally, you could sit there and you could sit there, right? And all of a sudden, you can be like, Chloe's on one door, I'm on the other, like this. And all of a sudden, you're basically getting brushed. You basically sit there and you have to zig and zag and let other people take the hits while you're freaking positioned out fast. And Chloe's sitting there pounding the shit out of it. Next thing you know, I'm dead. And then Chloe's reviving me, going, is there a problem here? And it's the lightning sigil put in it's like 20 silver, but I'll put in one of those fucking sigils, like Chloe knows, that freaking enhances fire and let them see how they like the volcanic burning of the burning self-destruction, because that would be cool just to watch him melt, and then just watch him just sit there and burn, because that, I'm building a character that's a tank, but with me playing JRPGs for so long, it's like weapons are more important to me than defense. But if you get the right build, you can stand toe to toe with enemies. The thing is a lot of people sit there and they realize, man, one guy called me a murderous pig again today. Oh, you're the murderous pig that mows down everything. Well, guess what? If it isn't for me basically dictating and what we know now, I mean, this guy basically sat there, right? He's like, we need to defend the siege. We don't need to take the enfeeblers out, right? The enfeeblers. And he died. And he found me in the waypoint. Says, why'd you run? I said, because the enfeeblers kill the freaking siege weapons, and the siege weapons are the only thing that can get us into the damn chamber. You basically went after everything else except the siege. When I say take the enfeeblers out ASAP and fast, people are listening. You basically sat there saying, you don't know what you're talking about. And then when you basically lost 15 siege weapons, 5 in each area, that was it. Or it might be like 45 total. But the thing is the point is you got like 5 oak curse trees, 5 robots, and I don't even know what the right side uses. Do you? I only know 2 of them, but the point is we've gotten in all the time. But I mean, my point is it's just busy. But Poppy. So back to Poppy thing. Poppy said, last night I was like really out of it, and he says, look, you're burned out. You're burned out because of Chloe, and he says you're burned out from everything. You're not getting any healing time. You're not getting any time for yourself. You're basically dealing with someone who. I told Poppy about naps. I've told Poppy about everything. And I told Poppy, and he's like, look, what you need to do is relax. And, I found a really interesting game to relax with. I mean, literally, as long as I can stand the pain in my back a bit, I get, and, I have pillows and everything propped up. I could go in for hours upon hours basically doing this game because it brings me joy. Literally, one of the things Chloe basically, funny thing about this game, Poppy, I told Poppy this is, Chloe's one of those that likes to do the fucking menial, crappy little tasks, pick the rubble blocks up, take it to rebuild the walls, right? She's like, oh, you're better fighting these enemies. I'm sitting there mowing down everything. But, I've learned that as soon as you upgrade your account, the enemies are a little harder. Not that it matters. I think they're easier in the easier levels, but we're level 80 areas, and I'm telling you, we're basically seeing our butt get kicked, to a point, But that's because, so, and Chloe and I agree, because we're becoming veterans of this game and this area alone, learning about it and figuring it out, that these youngins, they don't know jack shit. They'll stand around, right? It's like they want to go into a posse or a tag team, but as soon as there's nothing to kill, they move on. And then basically you're stuck basically holding the bag, wondering why. You got your ass kicked. Like earlier today, Chloe and I are sitting here, right? Early this morning, Chloe looked at me and she said, hey, you want to go? Did you fucking fart? Oh, man. Yeah, don't lie to me, you son of a bitch. I know that smell. It came from your ass. Oh, God. Oh, fucking son of a bitch.
Let's just say
that fucking gasser just gassed me out. I'm gonna be dead in about 3 seconds.
I'll just say when we were playing, there's more likely children playing it, and children don't care. They just want to kill things and to see their character, fight. They don't really care. They don't really understand the whole achievement thing.
Yeah, well, I don't understand the achievements of gassing me out either. That's nasty. Why don't you just tell the truth you farted, Chloe?
As I didn't.
Well, shit, I see that smile on your face, you little fucking smirking little son of a bitch.
I'm no smile.
Yeah, you are, you fucking nasty, nasty person. Anyway, that is rank. I mean, literally. You want the most foulest ass in the world. You just look for Chloe. Hopefully it dissipates. All right, so I need this. My butt is not foul unless I haven't wiped my ass in a week. Okay, we're not talking about ass wipings here. So basically, one of the things, like Chloe said, is the children, if they're skipping school, if they're fucking the ones that are basically running around and killing everything and moving on like wild locusts, not basically paying attention. But earlier today, we went into a fort. Just the two of us, right? We couldn't hold the fort by two of us, right? I basically called in a squad to help hold it, and they were following the commander, but I had like 4 people basically stay with me. And then finally one lady was like, "Where is everyone?" "Oh, they're following the commander." She says, "The commander doesn't know jack shit." I mean, basically the lady saw how much I freaking defended, literally. Chloe sit there, she's like, "You two typing to me, you must be closer." I said, "Well, Chloe doesn't tell you, Chloe, she's like, "Well, you should be the leader because you know what you're doing." And it's like, not really. I mean, literally, Chloe says, "Oh yeah, we're going to leave one, This lady here, basically, we took on a champion and a legendary while Chloe was farting around with a thumb up her ass. By the time Chloe got there, we already had it almost secured. And we didn't have many support between her and me and 2 others who took down a champion, a legendary, and we basically sang about it. Because we basically were like, look, we could do this. Whereas Chloe, she's running around one day going, "Oh, where are you, Rita?" And I'm going, well, besides that mission where everyone died, I encountered a champion, and I was going after I call it champion hot dog. It was basically a wolf. It was not actually it wasn't a champion. It was a legendary, I think it was. And Chloe's like, "You can't knock it down." Well, we had like 2 people, right? The 2 people got freaking ripped a new asshole. One guy ran in, right, and I had like 3 people from our squad run in, and 1 ran, and 2 ran out, and then Chloe stood toe to toe. But by the time Chloe got there, I had the thing down by 80%. I mean, between me and 2 others, and the other people basically couldn't freaking get it down. So I'm basically distancing and swapping my bears out between my polar bear and my brown bear. They basically took it down long enough for me to do it, and then Chloe intercepted. And then after, "No, that's all right. I don't want to do it. Probably no people." We get there and there's like 100 people. And Chloe's like, "Oh my God, look, there's a freaking blood crusted right there, legendary." And then she says, "Then there's a fucking champion there and a freaking legendary there." So we have like a tag team with 3 enemies on the screen. We mowed them all down and we took all the loot. And I'm going, "Oh yeah, look at all this good, The reason I like this area is I'm calling it the greed bug because, I got goals. I want to get my commander tag, and I want to get my, I might buy the commander tag, but I want to get our what do you call it? I want to get our guild hall for our guild. So, we're going to build a guild up, so we might as well basically do what we need to. So I'm working on that, but I'm making money over there where Chloe thinks it's cool, and I think it's great. So my point is here's my scrunchie. I've been wondering when I just got to find my brush. So anyways, I thought I'd share that with y'all before I go to bed, because I'm tired, but I had a great night, I'm making money in the game. I'm having something to look forward to. Of course, there's a couple minis I keep thinking about buying. And one's in a bikini, I'd like to see how that plays out walking around. I'm a girl after all, so girl character with a girl mini basically walking around in the bikini. I wonder how many people would be more interested in the mini over the freaking, I've had a lot of people say nice outfit that I'm wearing currently, which I'm always looking to see if there's any, see if the wedding outfit's not available, then and other outfits aren't available when the time comes, then I'm gonna have to give a rain check to Chloe and wait for the outfits to come back into stock because I don't want to buy something that's not available, and eventually I will change to something different, because of the whatever. So, anyways, of course, you call her mom tonight before bed. I don't know. But Poppy said I have to either keep her or throw her out. And frankly, with the way Chloe's treating me, Chloe needs to go. But also, Chloe, me and Poppy talked that there is some jealousy, some narcissism there. I'm tired. There. Basically, jealousy and kind of selfishness, like the outfits on the game. It's just a game, but Chloe wants to look cool too. And to me, that's the only way you support the game is to buy a few outfits here and there, or weapon skins. And frankly, I haven't seen much weapon skins now. Going in and just buying weapons, you can buy anything. I mean, yeah, Chloe spent like 6 gold for me, but the thing is that I've never seen a bow that basically can do fire. It's like fire. And it's like, you know what? A fire bow would be good. If it's really fire, if it said fine, that is useless. But actually fire, it might work. I'm looking for something that has enough precision and damage through things. So, but yeah, I got to get Chloe an outfit in the game. But, Poppy was saying, that I need to think. I need to take some time for myself and focus. So that's what I'm doing. So, I will update you all tomorrow sometime before bed. Again, just a quick update. In the meantime, Poppy just said to take it nice and slow and get things moving along. So that said, everyone, I got one spreadsheet to do right now in the next few days. So please stay with me and I'll keep you updated. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit the like and subscribe button. It's wholesome fun even for your family, including dogs and cats, your bunnies. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for another one tomorrow. Captain's log out. NCC 77246. This transmission ends now.